Hi, in this episode, we're going to talk about the concept of mounts. A mount is an association between a hard disk or some device to a directory in the file system. It's the way that we have access to our USBs, our hard drives, and our actual devices. So, a concept of mounting means connecting a device to a directory in the file system. All the files will actually appear under the root directory. However, certain files on the physical side, on that lower level, will be connected or can be connected to different devices. The device access is, of course, given through the directory post-mount, and what this allows is flexible organization. It allows you to say that although my root directory is mounted on hard disk A, well, the user data I want to mount on hard disk B so that it's easy for backing up. You could include different security features or whatever the reason might be. It allows you to distribute file systems across different devices. There's many advantages of having this flexible mount or multiple mounting options. The first one is performance, as it avoids filling up one disk altogether. There's security, allowing you to actually isolate and secure different file system or different areas across different devices. It's easy to manage, easy to expand. And the last thing is, generally speaking, certain directories need to be separated, or it makes more sense for certain directories to be separated. This includes directories such as your boot files, your variable directory because it grows, your home directory because it includes user data, or the USR directory is sometimes found on their own separate devices. So these would be your commonly boot devices, again, dedicated to things like your boot files, your dynamically growing files like your logs, your user data, and often system files that would be mounted as read-only. Now, to understand the mount on your system, you can use various commands to get an overview of the mounted devices with the mount command and displaying disk space and the file system types using the df command so you can understand what file systems are actually mounted on which device. And of course, findmnt, which will show hierarchical relationships between the mount and the mount points. In the upcoming labs, we're going to give you a closer look at running these commands and interpreting the information that you see about your system mounts. Please stay tuned. In this episode, we're going to be going over a few commands that show the concept of mounts. Now, mounts is the act of actually connecting a directory to an actual device, actual disk device. That's what a mount is. It's that association between your software and your hardware. Now, within Linux, I'm going to open up the terminal and show you some of these commands. The very first command is just simply called mount. Now, this returns all the file systems there and how they're mounted and some of the mount options that you see. This can help when you are working with file systems and you might need to know some information about where certain file systems are mounted, what type of mount options are being used, and this kind of information using the mount command. There's also the findmnt, which is very similar, except this actually shows you the hierarchical relationships. So you can see that, hey, my root file system is mounted here, and the process file system is mounted here with certain options, and what is the file system type, and what is the source. All right, so this is actually very helpful in, again, letting you know where certain things are mounted. Another very helpful command is the df command. Without anything, it just kind of lets you know file system usage, so it tells you what file system, the blocks, how much we've used, how much is available, percentage of use, and where is it mounted. And again, it's best to format it with th. -t is just a tabular format. H is human readable. So instead of number of bytes, we can see gigs or megs, makes it a little bit easier to read. So again, we can see what file systems are actually, where we have mounts. So we can see / our root is mounted. This is the file system on it. Overall, it's 46 gigs, and we've only used 5.6. We can see that there's a separate boot mount to keep all the boot files separated. Also, we can see how much is used, how big it is, and what's the total size. And we can see the temporary file system is here in the run directory, of course, because since it's runtime, it's going to be overwritten again and again. We can see our actual virtual CD-ROM and that mount as well, the file system and things like that. So these are some helpful commands that will help you understand where certain directories are being mounted, especially if you're mounting network directories and network file systems. This can be extremely helpful in giving you the information that you need to understand where you're actually sourcing your file system and your actual files from. So with that being said, I'll close out this episode. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.